Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Well, happy Saturday and welcome to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, where you get a lot of great information, all the information you need to know, want to know, and should know about real estate and finance. And we do it every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., right here on your hometown station with Mr. Gino Fronti and Don Getling. And we have a great guest with us today. It's going to teach you a little bit about the emotions of the buyer these days. For the last 10 years, the market has changed, hasn't it, Gino?
You know, what's funny, Don, is the market has changed. However, buyers' emotions have not. It's always been a very emotional thing to buy a home. I know, I just went through it. And then even a more emotional thing is moving. Holy cow, is that still something that's weighing on us? We moved nearly 2 weeks ago, and it's still a tremendous amount of work that we're going through.
And now you know why our guest that's coming up goes, I don't want to move. All right, so we'd love you to join us in the Vault Media Studio because we have this beautiful custom-built studio just for you right here at Skyline Home Loans. And the only way to enter is go to donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com. Click on the live streaming button, and voila, you enter our beautiful studio here. 10 HD
cameras. Wow, Don, that's an upgrade.
3 HD cameras, and you can see our beautiful guest, Mrs. Cyndi Lesinski with Cobalt Realty, here to share with us what's going on in the real estate market today. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for having me here. Pleasure to be at the Vault.
At the Vault. It's a cool name, huh?
It is. Love it.
It's funny. We have to remind our listeners now, after almost 5 years now, why we call it the Vault is because when we moved here, this used to be the Bank of Santa Cruz, and this is where they kept the vault.
Fabulous.
So now,
I did not know.
And it adds extra soundproofing because the walls are that much thicker.
It does. In fact, some of the outside walls, whenever we want to get like any tech work done in here or any cables put in, they're like, oh, this is going to be a problem. We're like, yeah, I know.
Well, we enjoy having Cyndi's been on quite a few times, and absolutely one of the most dynamic, and I can use that word literally, most dynamic real estate agents in all Santa Cruz. She is a go-getter. She works over and above, over the top, and is always educated for her buyers and sellers, and that's why we brought you on today again to share the psychology of the buyer, which includes everyone at the table here pretty much.
Yes.
Because Cyndi was bringing out, what's really cool is today's discussion is going to be very dynamic for you. A lot of buyers are concerned whether they can get back in the market, whether they should get back in the market, how to get back in the market. And we're going to go through some details because Gino just got back into the market. Cyndi's considering getting back in the market. I know you own rental properties, but you're even considering, do I get back in the market? Am I right?
Correct. Yes.
It's not emotional.
It's
You know what's funny is, you know, ultimately it's interesting because you have to weigh so many things, right? You have to weigh family, moving, finances, long-term vision, short-term vision. I mean, am I going to move? So, you know, it really is a whole array of emotions. And, you know, I talked to a couple of first-time homebuyers this week, and they're going through it, and they have a whole different slew. I mean, for us, it's a little different. It's like, well, I've purchased property before, so it's a little less emotional than your first time. But I've talked to a couple first-time buyers this week, and you're looking at them going, wow, that's a lot to go through if you've never gone through it before.
right. The fear of buying is, you know, the first and foremost thing to help people get over. And whether it is, like you're saying, the first-time home buyers that you've talked to recently, or somebody re-entering the market after they went through maybe short sale foreclosure a few years ago, that fear and the fear of the unknown and how to get started. That's why it's so important for buyers to really connect with people like you and Gino and myself as a realtor, because for all those listeners working with like Don and Gino, they can really meet with you and review what your options are so that they can educate you on the steps so you don't have that fear. And as a realtor, and actually a trained professional, I graduated from college with social work and sociology. I understand a lot of what the consumer goes through. And, you know, it's just part of life, and it's part of what are your dreams, how do you want to get there, what can we do to provide you with the most information to help you overcome that fear that you're going through. So it's the knowledge that's going to help the buyer to go to make it through the fear.
I love that you just brought up a really important aspect of why you're so successful, one of the most successful real estate agents out here. We see it all the time. We see it in your reviews. We see it when you work with your clients, how top of the game. But you just hit the nail on the head, because we've been doing this. I've been doing it for 28 years. And one of the aspects that really makes somebody really good is what you talked about, is that being able to connect with the client, really find out what's important to them and ask the right questions and be able to listen. Most real estate agents and lenders, I'll throw us under the bus too, a lot of times just throw out numbers. But really the numbers don't matter if it doesn't matter to the client. Am I right?
Right. Yeah, it's really getting down to what is most important to that client and really helping them make a very good informed decision based on what their facts are. And when you're working with a couple, you have to really get in touch with what does the spouse want versus the other spouse, and taking into consideration both of them and trying to really help them come to a mutual decision. I mean, it's hard enough to just be married and get along daily and get ready for your day in the morning and who showers at what time, who brushes their teeth when, and all of that. Now throw into the mix, we want to find a house that meets the needs of both of us.
Separate sinks.
Separate sinks is a must.
Separate closets. No, but it's funny, that we're talking about this, and I wasn't being disrespectful looking at my phone. The reason I wanted to show you guys this is Darren Hardy, who interviews the most successful people in the world, says this morning, swim upstream. You've heard all your life to go with the flow. It's exactly what you shouldn't do when it comes to your greater success. Action for today is to do everything you don't want to do. Take the path of most resistance, and that's how you'll have the most success.
I love that you quoted Darren Hardy, because I'm a big follower of his and actually get the Success magazine.
So do I.
And absolutely love everything he
So how many CDs do
says.
you have in your car?
Oh, my God.
Well, I've been getting his magazine for 16 months, so I probably have 16. I just got the newest magazine. And, what's really
Jeremy
great.
Piven on it, huh?
Yes,
See, I
very
paid
excited
attention,
about that.
It's
yes.
good stuff, too.
I
He's
haven't
really fun.
listened to that one yet.
Yeah, it's good.
And what's great about, and love knowing that you also follow Darren Hardy, is that helps us best prepare ourselves to be able to help our clients.
Yes.
The more in tune we are with our business and our success, we are able to really be prepared to help our clients be successful at achieving their goals. If it's buying a home, selling a home, whatever it is, we can give them the best advice, because we study people who also are very successful and provide us with up-to-date information to today's environment.
I love it. And very astute, of course, coming from Miss Cyndi Lesinski with Cobalt Real Estate right out here in Valencia. And what we're discussing today is if you're thinking about buying a home or know someone who's buying a home, it could be your children, it could be your grandchildren, it could be your neighbor. Someone's talking to someone. One of you out there, I guarantee, are saying, hey, I just talked to someone who's scared to death of whether they can purchase, how they can purchase, if their credit's going to be good enough, if they have enough down payment, and the psychology of it, because there's a lot of fear pent up now for 8, 9, 10 years because of what we've gone through in this great, repression.
Yeah, the Great Recession, and I hate to bring up something I already brought up a few weeks ago, but it came up again last night. If you can't find boxes at Home Depot, and you can't find moving paper at Home Depot or Lowe's, I can't think of a better micro-analysis than to go to your local Home Depot and Lowe's. If there are no moving supplies available, you should probably buy a house.
Yeah, first-time home buyers are up to 32% now, up from 27% last year, now 32%. So a lot of you first-time buyers are jumping in, as you should. Because, Cyndi, if we go to the next break, let's talk about how they can get in, who they should talk to first, what they should talk about, what kind of credit they're looking for. Let's talk about how much down payment, because there's a misconception you need 20% down payment. In a lot of cases, we can get you in for as low as 0 if you're a vet, or 3.5% on an FHA loan. Gino was even able to get in, so that says a lot.
Oh, boy.
So let's help you. Let's demystify this fear, because
Yes,
trust
absolutely.
me, and we're going to even convince Cyndi, it's time to buy, because you're going to be priced out of the market. Trust me that rates are going to go up. Prices are going to continue to go up. We don't have the inventory. They haven't built home for years. Now is the time to get in before you can't. Why don't you collect that appreciation over the next few years? It'll grow your net worth higher than you could ever save. You heard it right here on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS on this fine Saturday. Don't go away. We'll be right back.